Ooh, child. Oh. Whew. Lord, the sun. Ugh. The way the sun be sunning, y'all. Okay, listen, guys. This is what I think. Because y'all know riding to work is always about what I think. The thing about it is, however you envision your future life to be, you got to start walking in that direction, right? The gap between what we say we want and what we're doing, what we're living, how are we living versus where are we going? And for me, I say I want to retire, take sabbatical, things like that. But I say that we can do those things in baby steps. We can take increments. And for us, it may look like, if I feel like I'm going to one day be retired anyway, that means I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a paycheck. So if you say you're about to be about that life, how does that look today? How does it look to start taking less of a paycheck? Things like that. Two things about me. I've always been an oversaver, and I've always been a consistent worker, meaning that even when I take vacation, I will make up as much time as humanly possible to offset that vacation. Sometimes it's at the expense of my energy levels, meaning I will come back and I'm working these long days, and so therefore I'm like tired, or there's really no time after work or before work to do much of anything else because I got to be in them trenches making up time. So I've been moving in the direction of getting my mentality together so that I'm okay with taking time off without any caveats. The caveat of I'm taking off today, but then I'll work all this time the next week to make up for that time, right? So last week I took off Monday, and then I worked 8 hours every day after that, so I didn't do anything to offset that time. But this week I felt like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna make up that time that I took off last week. However, I decided this week that I'm taking off on Thursday. So this means there's no time to make up that time from last week. Now, my goal is to work 10-hour days to like not have to take off for Thursday, but I am taking off Thursday. And then I decided to take off on Monday as well. So that is a stretch for me. It's a mind shift for me. It's a change for me. Just like spending money. Remember, with me being an oversaver, I have to give myself permission to spend or talk to myself so that I don't feel guilty or feel some kind of way about spending. All within reason. All within reason. Like, I'm not going to try to run out my paid time off days just because, but at the same time, like I said, I'm giving myself permission to take more time just because. And if it goes into me working and taking leave without pay, I'm okay with that too. Because again, if I say today I'm going to be retired tomorrow, I don't have to jump from one situation to the other that fast. I can slow walk this thing, right? So with that being said, I had asked my company about Sabbatical. I asked them, do they support Sabbatical? Do they have some sort of program? That sort of thing. They responded, great lengthy email, basically saying, no, they don't have a sabbatical program per se, but they did say that they have some things that we could do, which actually sounds a little better. This is what they said. They said, like, let's say if I decide to take off a stretch of time, they said what I can do is stretch out my PTO. So let's say like if I have 200 hours, they said I can do 8 hours of PTO a week, and then the rest of the week do leave without pay. And they said, and then stretch that out for however long that goes. So 8 divided into 200, what is that? Y'all think I would be a little more prepared to talk to y'all, wouldn't you? All right, let's say 200 divided by 8. So that gives us 25. So technically, that would be 25 weeks that I can stretch out my vacation. So we'll do 8 hours, so 1 day a week that I'm paid for. 8 hours, which isn't actually a bad paycheck, honestly, because my hourly rate is pretty good. And then the rest of the week leave without pay. And so then they also said, so what that will also do, they said they can do it with that. They can combine my PTO plus my training and add it all up and just work that out for as long as we can. And what that will also do is keep me with benefits. I was like, whoa. So it was pretty cute. So basically they were saying we can come up with some creative solutions for taking off for a longer period of time. Now, 25 weeks, that's really only about a half a year. So that's like about 6 months. But it's better than nothing. So I really like that idea. And again, it just gives us options. Right now, we're collecting options and we're playing with options if it comes down to that. Because again, my goal, what I would like to see happen for myself, is to take 2 years. And then in that 2 years, after that 2 years, go on sabbatical. The reason why 2 years is just a great number for me, because within 2 years, I would have my house paid off. I would also reach fat fire at the same time. So I have a paid off house and fat fire within 2 years. Within 2 years, staying with the company that I'm with, they actually match 10% to my 401k. If you look at my 401k, and I think I'm going to do a snapshot right here. One side of it shows with this current company that I invested like $133,000. My company invested $110,000, something to that effect. For real. So that's almost half of my retirement was provided by half of my retirement with this plan was provided by this company. That is free money that I don't want to necessarily leave on the table if I don't have to. Right? So that would be the ideal situation for me. Also, in 2 more years, I will be 50. So to me, that just seems like a great mile marker, benchmark. Yeah, it will be a great benchmark for me to say for my 50th birthday, I took sabbatical. Hence walking into retirement, early retirement. Because I know I'm going to need more of a transition than just going cold turkey. And I'm okay with that. All things being the same. So that's the update on that. So then also, these 2 years, what I would like to do, or what we're working on doing, is setting ourselves up so that we have not only getting in a great place financially, which I already am. I am, right? Me and Jay, we're separate. Our finances are separate. So he would like to be in a better place. He's in a pretty good place as well, but he wants to be in a better place, which is understandable because obviously I'm in a great place and I still want to be in a better place. So our idea is to try to set up some different business entities. And I already told you guys about one in the video where we talked about crash pad, setting up some of the rooms as crash pads for pilots and flight attendants. That's one. So I'm thinking that I would not want to sell the house initially when you start walking the walk, it just might make sense to do that. But initially, I'm not going to look to like sell the house, sell off all the things. But in this period, this 2-year period, I would like to declutter even more. Less is so much more for me. Less is so much better for me. So we want to work on decluttering. We want to work on setting up the crash pad business, which also for me means what I may do, because right now, you know, we have a full house. I can't do anything right now towards that. But what I may want to do is look at getting something built out in the basement, because the basement has room for a bedroom and it has a structuring for a bathroom down there, a full bathroom. So I may get some quotes on getting that done, and that would be something that I could do now in the meantime. Start working on doing now. The other thing I want to do is start researching 2 other businesses. I'm not going to necessarily go into details about what those businesses are because I don't have any information just yet. But I'm going to start researching it. So that would be nice. While we're traveling, to have income coming online, that would be nice too. But again, I really don't want to work, guys. I really don't want to work. And all businesses requires some work. YouTube is nice, but YouTube is not consistent. I know you guys heard that before. So it's not something that you can plan your bills around for real. To me, it's just extra fun money. It's like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. But it's not something that I would say I want to create a lifestyle off of. So that's where we are with that. And this thing is about to die. So this is our updates for this good morning. Thank y'all for being here. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I'm Tinesha. Peace.